Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have details about the verdict in the criminal case against an Eastern Kentucky judge executive. And one sheriff's office in our region is asking for the community's help with finding a man who might be guilty of arson.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, 6:31. Brandon Robinson back inside of Mountain News this morning and doing a little bit of news today for you. But I can tell you who's not doing news is meteorologist Cameron Aaron. He's over there tracking the forecast this morning and a little bit of rain on the radar, Cameron.
Yeah, exactly, especially over the Cumberland Valley this morning. Most of us waking up dry, but we are watching out for a few showers, mainly west of I-75. Here's a live look at the radar this morning, and as you can see, most of us dry. That rain we had last night is now off to the east, but notice another round of showers and some heavier showers now in Monticello over portions of Wayne County. That will continue moving off to the north and east. So just a first alert for Somerset, also for places in Pulaski County. Some heavier rainfall that will be possible as we go over the next 30 minutes or so. And speaking of Somerset, here's a live look at downtown right now. Current temperature 57 degrees. We are dry, but that will change just after 7 o'clock or so. Current temperatures for most of us are mild, middle to upper 50s. And as we go into the rest of your Friday, be sure to have that umbrella just in case, because more showers are possible. High temperatures topping out in the upper 60s and lower 70s, possibly some middle 70s in some places. So we are near average today, but that will change by next week. Some cooler air on the way, Brandon. All that and more coming up in just a little bit.
Thanks, Cameron. It actually felt like it was supposed to feel in late April out there this morning. All right. The criminal trial for an Eastern Kentucky judge executive accused of mishandling funds has come to an end. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more on the verdict.
It was a very emotional few hours as the jury was deliberating in the case of Breathitt County Judge Executive Jeff Noble. He was accused of using public money to buy lumber. Judge Noble's attorney Jerry Gilbert says they are ready to get back to work.
Judge Noble is dedicated to the citizens of Breathitt County, and with this verdict, he's ready to get back to work.
After a long week of trial, the jury has officially reached a verdict of not guilty.
I think it was pretty clear from the evidence that Judge Noble acted appropriately and takes care of them properly under the law.
We reached out to the Commonwealth's attorney Miranda King, and she released a statement that reads, "The people of Breathitt County have rendered their opinion in the matter of Jeff Noble. This office represents the people of Breathitt County and respects their decision." Judge Noble was accused of also using county money to purchase diesel. That trial is scheduled for July. In Jackson, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Also in that same statement, King says they plan on dismissing the remaining charges against Judge Executive Noble, but did not say when. An Eastern Kentucky man will spend the rest of his life in prison. During mediation yesterday, Lonnie Belt pleaded guilty to a list of charges including murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, and abuse of a corpse. In 2017 in Jackson County, he took Jessie Durham and her 5-year-old son James to a wooded area, pushed Jessie off a cliff, and beat James to death. Jessie survived with serious injuries. A judge sentenced Belt to life in prison without the possibility of parole. At least one person is dead after a crash Thursday morning and happened on Highway 28 near Tranquility Lane, here in Perry County between the Grapevine and Chavies communities. 2 cars were involved in that crash. Names of the people involved have not been released yet. The highway had to be closed for a time while first responders worked to clear that scene. We're also working to learn more about a crash in Whitley County that left one person dead. It happened yesterday afternoon on US 25 at Angel Road. That's near Pruitt's Feed and Supply. State police say the crash involved a pickup truck and a commercial vehicle. One person was killed. The cause of that crash is under investigation. A man is wanted for arson in Eastern Kentucky. The Owsley County Sheriff's Office released this video yesterday saying this person was involved in an arson case that caused extensive damage to the Owsley County maintenance garage and other equipment. The county's fiscal court is offering a reward for information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. A little more than 3 months ago, Floyd County combined its dispatch services under one roof. Officials are looking at some of the positives from the switch, but also a few bumps that happened along the way as well. Before January 23rd, Floyd County was a part of the Kentucky State Police Post 9 dispatch services. After working with the city of Prestonsburg and other first responders across the county, all the dispatch services for the county are now under one roof and ran by the county itself. Judge Executive WYMT says the change brought along some challenges, but one of many positives is having locals help one another.
It does help to have those local folks who understand the community, the roads, and the training that these dispatchers have gotten and continue to get on a daily basis at the city is second to none. So, you know, that's another one of the positives that we've seen.
He says some of the challenges are falling on non-emergency law enforcement calls and response times, but to those with access to their own data from dispatch, it will allow the 911 center to work out all of the kinks. For 20 years, the Kentucky Military Freedom Fest has been honoring Kentucky veterans and service members for serving our country. More than 8,000 veterans have been honored through those ceremonies. As Chad Hedrick explains, it's a moment to remember heroes lost and thank those who served.
It is a sacrifice for our country and our freedoms that millions of Americans have paid. For 20 years, Doug Day has been working tirelessly to honor the more than 370,000 Kentucky veterans.
It just fills my heart to know that we've done something for our boys. Like that one said tonight, he's a Vietnam vet and no one has ever done anything for him until tonight, and this just made his day.
Over 100 Military Freedom Fest ceremonies across the state have honored 8,360 veterans. Thursdays in Lexington paying special tribute to 2 Gold Star families and 2 Purple Heart recipients, among others who served.
I'll just be proud of the United States of America, stand for the flag, and salute, just be proud, be an American.
Patriotic has gone down the drain a little bit, I think. People are not patriotic as they used to be, and I'd like to see that come back strong. For Doug and the members of the Freedom Fest Honor Guard, it's moments like this, veterans getting their well-deserved recognition, that reminds them why the Freedom Fest and these ceremonies are so crucial, hoping others see the importance as well.
I hope they would stop and look at these guys that we've honored, what a difference we've made in their lives.
In Lexington, Chad Hedrick, WKYT.
Among the veterans honored was 95-year-old Corporal John Wardle. He served in the Army during the Korean War, and we thank him and all of those others honored for their service to our country. Meanwhile, Churchill Downs in Louisville is getting a new first turn club and grandstand ready for fans. And the newest seats might provide the best view of the track on Derby Day. If you step outside, you can watch the races from the rail. It will hold about 2,000 people. Track leaders say the $90 million project will give fans a whole new view.
You've got a view of the entire racetrack. You can see the big board. We'll also be adding a video board in the infield for guests to view the races. I just think it's a great spot to take in the Derby.
All right, so how much are we talking about for the tickets? Well, it's not a lot. A 2-day ticket for Oaks and Derby will just cost you $2,600 per seat. I know you all got that laying around, right? But that does include all of your food and your drinks.
$2,600, Brandon. I think you got that laying around. I think we could make something work for both of us to go to Derby out there. But this morning, as you walk out the door, check this out. A live look from the studio. We are foggy this morning here in Perry County. Current temperature 54 degrees, so be sure to give yourself some extra time out there this morning because some patchy fog is possible. Nothing too widespread, but just in case, you could see some patchy fog on your Friday morning commute. Most of us, we are dry right now on radar, but notice over the Cumberland Valley, some heavier rainfall moving into portions of Wayne, also McCreary County as well. Just a heads up, Somerset, if you live in Somerset, walking out the front door to the bus stop, some showers are on the way within the next 20 to 25 minutes in that location. Showers will continue though into the afternoon, also into the evening as well. High temperatures topping out in the upper 60s and lower 70s. That full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Brandon?
Cameron, thank you, and thank you for joining us. The time now 6:41. I was trying to take us back in time there for a second. Still to come on Mountain News this morning, there's some good news in the fight against Mpox here in the U.S. as we continue to see a drop in new cases.